Right now, the most important thing in the world is human consciousness. Tremendous technologies have come. All these technologies, if they have to become meaningful force in human well-being, it is first the human being that we need to work on. Great things are available in our hands, but if we don't have human beings who are in a certain level of perception and wisdom, then all these technologies can be a big disaster for humanity. At least if you were not empowered with technology, maybe we didn't have to so much bother about human consciousness, we could have allowed another 500 years of stupidity. But not anymore, the way the technology is growing. If human beings don't grow accordingly, we are going to make a big disaster out of everything. Do you see the disaster always lurking on the edge? Hmm? It can just happen any moment. So when we are hugely empowered, when we are slowly, with the aid of science and technology, we are becoming like giants. If you were just an ant, it was okay how you walk, you can crawl upon anybody, it's all right. Once you become a giant, you better walk carefully, isn't it? Extremely carefully. Otherwise, every step will be disaster. So in many ways, humanity has become a huge giant, hugely empowered. It's time that they walk very, very cautiously with full awareness, otherwise they will step upon themselves and finish it off. There are some things that need to happen around us. This is not my mission, it is not my life's mission that I have to fulfill it. If it doesn't happen, I will die unsatisfied. There is no such thing for me. There are people for whom some things are needed. Anyway, we are doing some nonsense in our life. Let's do something useful, that's all. Anyway, some nonsense we have to do, isn't it? You cannot keep quiet, I can keep quiet without doing anything. You cannot keep quiet, anyway you will do something. Why don't you do something which is useful? Why don't you do something which will touch people's lives? That's all. So, reaching out to another human being need not happen because you have taken a vow, I'm going to do it. Keep your humanity active, anyway it will happen. How can you not do it? How can you not do it that you hold as a part of yourself? So when it comes from that, it'll happen gently. Well, you take up a mission, somebody will become your enemy, you know? Whatever the mission, if you stand up for a mission, there'll be some other mission which will stand against you. So don't take up a mission, just keep your humanity in full force. What has to happen, what you can do will anyway happen. So, you yourself cannot go to the village, you yourself cannot go to the slum and do all that. Somebody else is doing it, at least do something to make that happen, that's all.
Sometimes we forget that all the progress we have made, for all the comfort and convenience that technology brings, we still haven't learned how to simply be, how to live with awareness, sensitivity, and consciousness. We have built machines that can think faster than us, but we haven't yet learned to live more consciously than them. In this age where technology can do almost everything, the one thing that still remains missing is the rising of human consciousness. Because no matter how powerful or intelligent our intention becomes, if the one who yields them is unconscious, unawareness, restless, or reactive, then even the greatest technology can become a source of destruction instead of creation. We act without awareness, even the simplest moment of life. A conversation, a decision, or a thought. We carry unintended consequences. But when we bring consciousness into the same moment, something changes. Life begins to move differently. There is a clarity where confusion once was. There is a peace where anxiety once lived. There is depth where everything once felt shallow. Raising consciousness does not mean withdrawing from the world or rejecting progress. It means bringing more presence into it. It means doing what we can do, whether it is working, creating, or simply breathing, with full attention, full sensitivity, with full awareness. When consciousness becomes the foundation of how we act, every tool in our hands becomes a blessing, not a burden. So, as we move through our days, surrounded by endless screens, notifications, and noise, it is easy to forget this. But just pausing for a moment, truly pausing, can begin to shift everything. Try it. Just notice your breath. Notice the rhythm of your thought. Notice how life is happening within you and all around you effortlessly. That every noticing is the beginning of consciousness. When a generation as empowered as ours learns to live consciously, we will no longer use technology to divide, distract, or destroy. We will use it to uplift, to connect, to expand. The real progress of humanity is not how the real progress of humanity is not in how much we can create outside of ourselves, but how deeply we can awake within. So, as you finish this video, take a moment of stillness. Feel your breath. Feel the space between sound. Feel yourself existing not as a role, not as a level, but as a living, breathing presence. That awareness is the seed of everything beautiful that life has to offer. If each one of us begins to act just a little more consciously, the world itself will transform, not through revolution or ideology, but through awareness. Because when consciousness rises, everything else naturally begins to fall into place. And as always, do remember this is not a summary of Sadhguru's word, it is simply my interpretation of the deep wisdom he imparted. Kindly keep them separated and do not misunderstand. Thank you for joining, and we will see you tomorrow. Until then, please take care. Namaste.
चंद्रचूड़ शिव शंकर पार्वती रमणा निनगे नमो नमो